Our next speaker is Diana Hoyos, a businesswoman from Colombia who, like many women, learned the hard way, earning her experience being a leader, managing teams in male-dominated industries like automotive, heavy equipment, and alcoholic beverages. And she developed a cleaning supply marketing company from scratch with a sales team of 35 women in her home country, Colombia. This experience helped her understand how the gender gap affects all women. It doesn't matter where you are and how well educated you are. Along the way, she discovered her passion was talking to women and inspiring them. So she created Muchacha, a coffee brand that is 100% made and supplied by women. Tonight, she's going to share her story of courage and why her vocation in life now is to empower women and reduce the gender gap.
Thank you, Nikki. I'm so excited to be here. So this is a story about a life like many others, but uniquely mine. Now, looking back, I knew my life was a constant story of resilience. And to be honest, I feel that resilience in the moments of my life too. So let me begin. My father always told me that I could not depend on anyone. This is a memory that reaches back to when I was 5 years old. He would say that I can do anything I wanted, but that I had to do it alone. He did his best to teach me how to be, educate me so I could go into the world in a strong ability to communicate, to do it effectively. You see, my country, Colombia, is a country that has rich in so many wonderful and beautiful gifts. Music, food, laughter, family. We are a culture that loves passionately, reveres our elders, and lives life to the fullest, even in the darkest time. However, my culture is one that is very influenced by male-dominated culture, dictating all aspects of life. Women can sometimes be seen as an object and has no choice to be heavily depend on the man to give guidance in all directions, to make all decisions in the family. You see, I think my dad really wanted to prepare me to be independent, to break this cultural norm. As soon as I could get out of the house and start to establish myself, I did. I was so excited and restless to go out the world and do it. So my first job, I sold socks after church on Sundays. Then I worked at my uncle's gym cleaning sweetie mats. Working for my family was a great for many reasons, but most important, I feel like I was protected. I knew I needed to move on while I was in college. I became an assistant manager in an auto company. I had no idea what I got a job there, but I did it. And it was a good challenge. Balancing work and school, it definitely took me a while to finish my degree, but you know what? 10 years later, I did it. Going to school and work is hard enough, but also working in the auto industry, a very male dominated, it was tremendous. I cried a lot. It was so also thrilling. I had a great manager that was really supported, providing me a lot of guidance, and I feel good knowing it was an stable company. However, it was not long before it started. Harassment. I was being pushed aside because I was a woman. I had many male colleagues who were out to get my position, and customer will brush me off thinking that I didn't know what I was talking about, so I had to fight, prove my knowledge, and recertify my position while secretly living in fear every single day that someone was going to take it from me. But you know what? It never happened. I did it. I proved myself wrong, and I did it. I think I knew I was doing that. I would never learn or understand this male dominated industry because I was a woman. I look back in that situation and I did it on my own, and I'm proud of that. I took my experience and moved to a new company. Now I was the boss of a team of 12 salesmen because of my leadership position. Because I was a woman, I experienced more situation of harassment. Going into this new position, however, I knew it would happen. Of course, it was still in the auto industry, and there are a lot of women in the industry, let alone in position of leadership. I was prepared for it, but sadly expected it until I did not. You see, the harassment expanded and it was different this time. It was sexual harassment at the most extreme level. Well, on a business trip in my capital city of Colombia, Bogota, it happened. We had successful lunch, a new SUV company. Everything went really well. And my colleagues and bosses were so happy, and we were celebrating. We wrapped it up for the night and went back to our rooms. While we're getting ready to sleep, I found my boss standing in my room in the entrance next to my balcony. Motionless, I tried to understand what was happening. And another colleague saw him jump into my room, and we were able to get him out of my room. 15 days later, I was fired from that job. I never had the courage to say what happened. Only today, I'm making truly public. I struggle with so many emotions. I didn't know what to do. Yet, I questioned if I handled the situation correctly. I would always think that it was my fault. I let that job go, even though that maybe I should have let him to do whatever he wanted to do with me. Also, these emotions ate me and sent me back and put me into a dark place. While I was in this dark place in my life, I just trying to survive, trying to pay my bills. A friend suggested I sell cleaning products, whoever needed them. Why no other options? So I decided to do it. Using Facebook and direct sales techniques to get the products to market. In order to make money, I knew I needed to sell a significant amount of bottles from that point. So I began to recruit other women to sell products digitally with me. Let me just tell you, I had no idea how to sell digitally. In my 6 month of venture, I had a female sales force of 35 women nationwide. Women with similar stories of mine or different, but at the end, all warriors of situation that did not let them get ahead or threaten their integrity as a woman. Here, I understood that women often in position of vulnerability always, but it's in us to change that situation. And how? Aligning with other women, us working together are stronger. Women are the backbone of everything we do. Now I'm the CEO of Muchacha Coffee. I started this coffee company because I know that many of the coffee farms are run by women, but because of these long, deep ingrained cultural blocks, women are seen as a secondary of these farms. When I went to visit a coffee farm for the first time in my life, the woman had a lot of tasks, but it was more than run household, planting the coffee, and even picking the cherries. When I asked the men of the farm why women were not in charge of the farm, so funny, the men would tell me they were not capable enough to run a farm. I left that farm thinking that they don't value the woman, just like the woman that work for me selling the cleaning products. This woman wanted to be seen, wanted to be independent, and wanted to be seen as equals too. This reminds me of my days in the auto industry where when someone would ask me where the boss was, I would tell them I was the boss and they didn't believe me. They were always looking for a man. Sadly, then COVID hit and it really hit me hard. I did many people in this world. Not only was the world shutting down, but my own world was greatly impacted by loss of my grandpa 2 months before. In my culture, losing grandparents is devastating. This massive humbling experience led me to see a new path forward and push myself down a new road. But not only for myself, but all for women in the coffee industry. I wanted to be a leader, to help women live better. And that is how I started Muchacha, a coffee supply chain for women owned companies. And in my eyes, at the end, this is the only way we can reduce the gender gap. The farmers are women, the importers are women, I am a woman, the roaster is a woman. I want us to be seen front and center, no longer hiding behind to the face of a man, nor of the words of a man in my culture. This is very important. Women need to be seen more than ever. This is my story. This is how it shows that it's all of women need to be connected and be kind of let people tell us what we can do or what we can do it anymore. We are the boss. No questions asked. This is the new normal. Those closing the gender gap. I am Diana Hoyos, CEO of Muchacha Coffee, and you can find Muchacha Coffee W Marketplace. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. We so appreciate your being brave and bold and being so vulnerable with our audience. We're humbled in the face of your story. So thank you, and we look forward to supporting Muchacha Coffee.